मेरा और आशा जी का रिश्ता, I mean, I look upon her like a mother. We fight a lot. ये गाना उस रिश्ते से कहीं ना कहीं से निकला है. For me, music is more than a business. It is a passion.
Which Telugu song perhaps you sing always on your concerts?
Oh Madhu, da 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 da. I've had the most incredible reactions to, for example, Bardo Joliya and even other songs. The impact that they have on people's lives.
You also met the legendary RD Burman when you were just 10 years old.
He said to me, "ये तुमने बजाया?" मैंने कहा, "हाँ जी, मैंने बजाया." He brought out a portable keyboard. He said, "बजा के दिखाओ." I mean, I can abuse really well in Punjabi. If you want to improve your dictionary on how to sort of give it to someone, Punjabi is the best language.
Adnan Sami, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you very much.
Adnan sir, you have a new song out titled Aao Na that also marks your reunion with Asha Bhosle after 25 years.
Okay.
To start with, first thank you so much for this gem. But how this song was born, sir?
You know, the thing is that Asha ji and I have enjoyed a relationship right from my childhood. And we've done some beautiful, beautiful work together. And the first song that we recorded together was probably around 1991, 92. And, no, 92. And
But the one we remember is
Kabhi To Nazar Mila.
Yeah.
And Kabhi To Nazar Mila we recorded in 1998. And then in 2000 it was released in India. Since then, we've done a lot of work together. We've done concerts together. We've done film songs together. But we had not done a new single, an independent single. And it was something that people were constantly wanting us to do a follow-up to Kabhi To Nazar Mila. And we also wanted to do it. But, you know, sometimes, you know, the right circumstances, the right composition doesn't come along. We didn't just want to do it for the hell of doing it. So
waiting for the
we were just waiting for the right tune, and suddenly this particular tune came in, and you know, मेरा और आशा जी का रिश्ता, I mean, I look upon her like a mother, and माँ होने के नाते बहुत प्यार का रिश्ता है.
She's 91 years old.
And by the grace of God, she's 91 years young, because she's very young at heart. And इस रिश्ते में हमारी of course प्यार मोहब्बत अपनी जगह है, लेकिन वो मुझे बहुत दफ़ा डांटती भी हैं. मैं भी नाराज़ हो जाता हूँ उनके साथ. तो ये सिलसिला जो एक है, उनको हक है. तो मैं अब जाहिर है, अब at this particular age and time, the song also needed to be a little appropriate.
Yes.
Her singing a typical love song in an independent album also didn't sort of, you know, it wasn't quite sitting together. So I took inspiration from the fact that we fight a lot. वो कभी मुझे मेरे साथ नाराज़ हो जाती हैं, कभी मैं उनके साथ नाराज़ हो जाता हूँ, एक बेटे होने के नाते. तो ये जो गाना है, ये गाना उस रिश्ते से कहीं ना कहीं से निकला है, जो हमने जेनेरिक बनाया है, which is where, you know, it's no joke and it's a fun song where there's love and there's also you know, someone who is upset and you're trying to sort of make up with them. And that is something that happens in all kinds of relationships.
Sure.
And so we gave it that kind of a tone, and you know, the tune turned out well, and of course she loved the song, and फिर हमने फिर वो किया.
Well, you're looking very young, noticeably young in the music video. How involved were you in the conceptualization of the video?
Well, you know, I mean, the thing was that we wanted to have a fresh pair in the video, and so we had a wonderful couple who came in, Avinash and Isha, and I was sort of in the video as a kind of an elder person giving advice to Avinash, and it was a fun video, and the concept came from the directors and the creative team. They obviously looked at the general theme of the song and created a video around it, and of course we all sort of chipped in a little bit here and there.
But we are talking so much about the songs. Would you please like to give us few lines of it?
करीब आओ ना, गले लगाओ ना, मुझे बताओ ना, यूं छुपाओ, नजर मिलाओ ना, हमें सिखाओ ना, अरे चले भी जाओ ना, क्यों पास आए, गले लगाए, जरा बताओ ना, लाज़मी है चाहतों में रूठ जाना, मनाना, रुलाना, हंसाना, बताना, छुपाना, मनाना, रुलाना, हंसाना, बताना, छुपाना.
I love lovely voice. Thank
Thank you so much.
Now I have a complaint. You have a gifted voice, and you've been very selective and be honest, kind of off the Bollywood radar lately. What kept you away?
Um, it's not a conscious effort in that sense. I mean, I do everything. I've always done everything at my own pace. Number one, I've never been chasing any particular thing as such, and I'm certainly not in any rat race, as it were, as the term goes. I am involved in many aspects of music. I mean, I'm not just a singer. I'm a composer. I mean, a composer for independent music, popular music. I'm an Indian classical musician. I'm an instrumentalist, pianist, and then I compose stuff which is sort of fusion related and so on and so forth. So there are many aspects to what I do. Now, what happens is that I like to give my attention to all of these different departments that I'm in love with. So what happens is that when I start concentrating on one particular department, then the other department sort of says, hey, what about me? You know? So मेरे लिए क्या होता है कि for me it is also very important to move into these different directions to keep the freshness alive in me. The moment I feel that, oh, okay, I'm getting a little bored from composing popular music, so let me just switch around. Let me go to Indian classical. Then I feel fresh in that department, and then I come back to this, etc.
Are you sure? And this has nothing to do with the politics of Hindi film music, because you've been singing in other languages. You've been singing songs in Telugu, in Tamil, in Kannada. You've been exploring new cultures from South India.
Correct.
But why not Bollywood?
Well, you see, when like I said, I mean, the thing is, when something appropriate and something that is inspiring comes along my way, I always want to do it. I don't just like, for me, music is more than a business. It is a passion.
Yeah.
I never got into music because of the money. I mean, I already come from a well-to-do background all that. So money was never the driving force. For me, it's passion, and for me, I need to believe in it in order to do it. So whenever something really nice that inspires me comes along, I do it.
So then, which language out of the Telugu, Tamil, Kannada you enjoy most? Like
they're all great. I mean, I'm
how
not being
comfortable are you then in Telugu?
Well,
Tamil?
I mean, I'll be lying if I turned around and said that there any of them are easy. You see, the point is that it's not just a question of singing the language; it's a question of getting it right. जिसे हम तलफ़ुज़ कहते हैं, the pronunciation. So for me, they're all difficult because they're not my mother tongue.
But if you see, last night I was seeing the charts, and on Apple Music, they were the top 5 songs of yours. 2 were, I think, Telugu or Tamil.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, I enjoy singing all of these languages because there's some
Which
great
Telugu
music.
song perhaps you sing always on your concerts?
Oh boy, I love O Madhu.
How it sounds?
I mean, O Madhu, da 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 da, O Madhu, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So I mean, the point is that they are all beautiful songs, and they're all challenging in their own way. I mean, for me, the most important thing is to make sure that I get the pronunciations right, and there's some great creativity out there.
Now your song Bhardo Jholi from Bajrangi Bhaijaan deeply resonates with many. Have fans ever come and told you that how it helped them through their tough time, or perhaps brought them closer to divine?
You know, absolutely. I mean, I've had the most incredible reactions to, for example, Bardo Joli and even other songs. I mean, the thing is that, you know, one of the most amazing things that I never get over for all the years that I've been performing and singing songs is the impact that they have on people's lives. I mean, you know, I sit in a studio or in my creative music room and I compose something. I have no idea how much it's going to go and affect someone's life, sitting in a corner of the world which I may not have even seen, and I have no clue who this person is, but my music was able to reach out and touch his heart and touch his life or her life. So I've had, you know, it's the most amazing feeling in the world when you have been blessed with a talent and with the ability to do something that can bring a positive impact on somebody's life. It's something that is just extraordinary.
So was performing Kabhi Nahi with Amitabh Bachchan your one of the biggest dream?
Oh yeah, I mean, with Amit ji, like many of people of my age who grew up watching him, you know, he was an icon. I mean, he is an icon, of course, but he was someone that I always looked up to as an actor, as a superstar.
You had a very tough time editing that song. You have said in one
yeah, I mean, you see, the point was that first of all, it was a huge honor to have him on the video, but you know, we had a huge challenge in front of us when we were editing, because every portion of the video we shot, you know, I mean, every shot was done 2-3 times, and when we sat on the edit table, it was just very difficult. We could have come up with 3 different edits.
Why?
Because each edit had its own unique element. Because each time we reshot a particular portion, we did it in a different way, and he would give
the lyrics were the same. Still,
no, lyrics were the same, but the actions and the expressions and the whole spontaneity was different. So I mean, and each of them were funny. You know, so sometimes we would say, yeah, this is really hilarious, and then we look at the same shot again, we say, even this is hilarious, which one do we keep? So sometimes there was a time when we would have to actually flip a coin and say, right, okay, fine, let it be this, you know.
It must be a nightmare for the editor.
It was, absolutely.
No, you also met the legendary RD Burman when you were just 10 years old.
That's right.
You actually played a tune to him and he tested your talent.
Yeah.
Do you remember which tune you played?
No, I mean, there were compositions of mine at that time.
Like at 10 years old?
Yeah, I started composing music at the age of 7. So the thing was, these were instrumental compositions of mine, and I played it to him. And it was really funny because, you know, he said to me, "ये तुमने बजाया?" मैंने कहा, "हाँ जी, मैंने बजाया." "अगर तुमने बजाया तो बहुत अच्छा बजाया." There was this agar which brought in a certain kind of a skepticism and suspicion that has he played it or has he not played it. तो मैंने कहा, जी मैंने बजाया. हाँ, अगर तुमने बजाया तो बहुत अच्छा बजाया. And then I said, जी मैंने ही बजाया. Then what he did was he went to the next door room and he brought out a portable keyboard. He said, बजा के दिखाओ. And I played it. He said,
remember which tune?
It was a tune that I had composed, you know. So I mean, he said, हाँ तो मैंने बजाया. So that's when he was convinced that I played it, you know.
You know, sir, you entered everyone's heart with your breakout hit, Kabhi To Nazar Milao. How did that idea of working with Asha Bhosle on that song come about?
Well, I mean, like I said, I knew her since childhood, and we had already done some songs before Kabhi To Nazar Milao. So when I composed this particular song, I didn't have any doubt in my mind that, first of all, it was going to be a duet, and secondly, I didn't have any doubt in my mind that I wanted her to sing it, because I just felt that this was a song that was right up her alley, and that she would be the only person who would, you know, do justice to it, and of course, indeed, she, you know, I mean, I was right.
You know, I will get punished if I don't request you to give us few lines of that song.
कभी तो नजर मिलाओ, कभी तो करीब आओ, कभी तो नजर मिलाओ, कभी तो करीब आओ, जो नहीं कहा है कभी तो समझ भी जाओ, हम भी तो हैं तुम्हारे दीवाने हो दीवाने, हम भी तो हैं तुम्हारे दीवाने हो दीवाने.
Gives you goosebumps. What a lovely voice. Yeah.
Thank you so
Gifted
much.
voice. But sir, today, you know, we are living in this Instagram world, and one of your songs that is always trending is a song called Tera Chehra.
Yeah.
Do you find that Gen Z especially ask you to perform it multiple times when you are performing on stage?
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those songs that are part of my staple diet in a concert. There's no way that I could complete a concert without that song. And they, you know, not only do they love listening to it, but they love to sing with it. And so I, you know, in the concerts, you know, we end up singing it together, you know, with the audience, and it's a great moment. So it's a extraordinarily popular song.
Talking about another gem is your song called Ek Ajnabi Sa from the film Lucky No Time for Love.
Yeah.
It's the album that you have composed music for. This is of course a heart-piercing melody, sir.
Right.
What inspired you to sing this song? Was it your like dream to work with Lata Mangeshkar that tempted you to go behind the mic?
Well, I mean, as a music composer, as a lover of music, who wouldn't have a dream to work with the Nightingale of India, who was Lataji, and so I was no different to anybody else. It was my dream to work with her. But I wanted the song to be a special song, and again, this particular melody and this composition that came about was one which I felt was perfect for this particular collaboration.
Now this is my favorite question. You mentioned your love for jazz music.
Yeah.
What was it about jazz music that first captured your interest?
Well, you know, initially I started playing music by the ear. I mean, I didn't, you know, initially learn how to read and write music. I just picked it up by listening, and that gave me the capability of playing with a complete amount of freedom, where, you know, you could just sort of go off onto a tangent and improvise and so on and so forth. And jazz has that particular quality where there's a lot of improvisation.
Do you have a favorite jazz song?
I mean, rather than song, I love Take 5 from Dave Brubeck, but stuff from Duke Ellington, from Louis Armstrong, you know, so many other jazz musicians, is something that you know, I grew up with, because my father was a huge jazz lover. So I have a huge collection of jazz music.
You're also fluent in Punjabi.
Mm-hmm.
How has Punjabi language influenced your musical journey?
Oh, I mean, I can abuse really well in Punjabi. Punjabi's got the best abuses ever, and the most creative ones ever. So, you know, I mean, if you want to improve your dictionary on how to sort of give it to someone, Punjabi is the best language. But having said that, mazak apni jagah, Punjabi is also one of the sweetest languages out there.
Do you also use these abuses in when you tune the tune, the scratch, your scratch?
Yeah, when I make a mistake, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, Punjabi is also, you know, people, Punjabi is also a very sweet language. I mean, you know, when you see some of the poetry that comes out of Punjab, some of the most beautiful poetry in Punjabi, it's just very, very sweet. So I'm very fond of it.
Bulle Shah?
I was just yeah, Bulle Shah is beautiful. I mean, there's some great even Punjabi songs from from the popular genre. I mean, from Noor Jahan, for example, like Jadon Holi Jay Lena Mera Naam, ya Kende Ne Nain, Sanu Nair Wale Pul Te Bula Ke.
Can you give us a few lines? I mean, that's a song which keep popping out on Instagram reels now.
Yeah, but there are many. I mean, there are many such songs which are absolutely incredible. And they're just very, very, very sweet, I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, even Longa Vacha is again a beautiful folk song and gorgeous.
Do you sometimes feel like to recreate or give your version of? Do you sing that during your concerts?
No. I mean, I'd love to sort of work on them and come up with a version, but I've never had the opportunity to do it. But I mean, there's such classics. Even, for example, Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, I mean, one of his songs, I mean, people know him for a lot of the popular ghazals, but one of my favorites is Mere Shauq Da Nahi. Mere Shauq Da Nahi, Etbar Tenu. Amazing. I find that, and the way he sung it is just gorgeous.
And finally, you have this great sense of humor. You're not afraid to laugh at yourself. I really like this joke which you actually mentioned on Twitter. You said, I was a big guy, I alone was a group photograph.
Yeah.
Did you always have this sense of humor, sir?
Yeah, you need to not take yourself seriously. And you need to have a sense of humor. Firstly, about yourself. And if you're able to put down your defenses and be able to see the humor in everything in life, including yourself, I think that makes life far more pleasurable. I'm the kind of person who will never shy away from telling the truth as it is. It is, it is what it is. I mean, I have no qualms in admitting if I'm wrong, and I have no qualms in telling somebody else if they're wrong. And life is too short to be diplomatic, I mean, and when you feel that you've got nothing to lose, you just say it.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me.
My pleasure.
And jate, would you please like to give us a few lines of Tera Chehra?
ये ज़मीं रुक जाए, आसमां झुक जाए, तेरा चेहरा जब नजर आए, ओ तेरा चेहरा जब नजर आए.